So sitting in a cross-legged position, and we'll just take a moment, first of all, just to arrive here on your mat. Maybe you've just got out of bed, that's fine. Even if you're in your pajamas, that's fine. I'm basically in my pajamas too. So just place the palms of the hands flat down to the knees consciously, and allow the elbows to hang heavy down the side of the body. And just take a moment now just to check in. Are the shoulders right up here? Is the back bulging? And if the lower back is bulging out, then I would suggest you take either a very large book like the Bible or Osho to use as a block, or you can take a cushion and you can place it underneath your bum. So if the lower back is rounding, just placing something under the bum while you cross the legs to encourage the rolling forward of the pelvis. And then take a moment to level the chin. Be wary if you are sticking your chin out or if you're tucking it too far under, and just come to that nice neutral place. Close the eyes and begin to consciously inhale through the nose, consciously sipping the air as if sipping a hot drink from a straw. Do not fill too quickly, and channel the breath deep low into the pelvic bowl. And as you exhale, imagine exhaling from the root of your spine, drawing in and up through the toilet organs as everything begins to light up with nourishment and fresh inspiration. And now as you inhale, maybe you can imagine inhaling the nourishment from the oxygen as that floods the body, taking these inhales where we're conscious, fills the body, fills the dark spaces of the body where we didn't pay attention to with oxygen, which is our life force energy. And slow and controlled exhale, making the exhale even slower now than the inhale. And let's make the inhale this time for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again like that. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. On the next inhale, interlace the fingers together and take a swoop forward, opening up the palms. Inhale, reaching the palms up towards the sky. And as you do so, send the shoulders down the back. Be mindful if they're creeping up, and just hold it for a second at the top. And exhale, release the hands slowly down as if wading them through thick mud or water, beginning to find this conscious movement in the body. Inhale as you swoop the arms forward, filling the lungs at the top, sending the shoulders down the back, pressing the palms up to the sky while grounding down through the sit bones, holding for a moment. And exhale, release the hands down. One more time like that. Interlace the fingers, scoop the hands up forward, filling the lungs at the top, holding it for a moment. Be mindful the shoulders don't creep up to the ears, send them down the back. And exhale, release the hands down to the side of the body. Then just place the palms down on the knees. And we'll take a few circles with the nose in the air. Inhaling to bring the circle up and exhaling as you bring the circle down. And trying also to join a little semicircle across the chest with the chin. Moving as slowly as you need to really feel your way through the motions of your neck without throwing the head back at the top. Be mindful of your full range of motion without throwing the movement away. Be mindful the shoulders don't creep up or tend to circle with the head. And then bring your circle around in the other direction. Now be mindful of any differences of how the circle is drawn in this direction. Maybe you find a few more dark spaces in your circle. Without judgment, just be aware. It's totally normal as we begin these practices to find imbalances, and we return to the practice to find more harmony and more balance in the body every time. So finishing the circle that you're on, go ahead and inhale the arms up so they're shoulder distance apart. And as you exhale, bring the opposite hand to knee and bring one hand just behind you, just behind the sit bone. Take a little wiggle with the shoulders, get them down, get them into their little sockets. Inhale as you lift up through the crown of the head and root down through those sitting bones. Exhale, twisting from the belly button. Twisting the ribcage and gently bringing the gaze just over that back shoulder. One more time, inhale as you reach the spine long and ground down at the same time, maybe even growing an extra centimetre. And exhale as you twist without forcing, without pulling too hard, and that means using just what does twist in the spine. So you'll notice the neck can look a little bit further than everything else, so enjoy that stretch. Inhale, bringing the arms back up to shoulder height, back up to shoulder width. Exhale as you bring it round to the other side, and as you prepare, take a shimmy with the shoulders. Get them back in the sockets. Inhale, grow tall through the spine, rooting down at the same time. And exhale, twisting from the belly button, allowing that left shoulder, that back shoulder to glide back with the twist. Also sending the other shoulder away from the ears to maximize that length across the neck. Inhale, growing tall, one last breath here. And exhale, see if you can look a little further over the shoulder. And then inhale, coming back up through center, and exhale, the hands to the side. Now we're going to come into a pretzel fold. So what we want to do is we want to cross the right knee over the left knee and tuck the heels into the side of the body. Now some of you may be thinking, no way, Jose, my legs don't do that. That's fine. Just extend the left leg forward, and you can always still use a block or a cushion under the bottom if you're rounding through the lower back. You can keep that there. So extending the left leg forward and trying as best you can to bring the knees aligned without forcing. If there's any twisting in the knee, then lay off it a little bit. Okay, so from here, either foot tucked or left leg extended, bring the fingertips out just in front. Take a moment to ground down through both sitting bones. And as you exhale, tuck the chin under and just begin to crawl the hands forward, bowing the body softly over that front leg. You can allow the shoulders to come heavy and forward. You can even press the hands back into the ground if the sit bones are peeling up. And then take a nice big 360-degree breath here, sending it right down into the lower back. And a slow and controlled exhale from the root. And again, inhale now, imagine that you're breathing into the space just below, just above your pubic bone. And as you exhale, imagine that you're exhaling from the two small dimple areas of your lower back. And this can really help with your squeezing tension in the lower back. Now walking the hands up, bringing the head back upright slowly. Bring the arms up to shoulder height. Cross the right arm over the back of the head and bring the palm of the hand flat to the upper back, palm facing the upper back. Inhale, swoop the left arm up and over and just place the left hand gently on the right elbow. Inhale as you send the shoulders down the back, rooting down through the spine and growing tall through the neck, but keep the chin level to the ground. Taking a few conscious breaths here, and if you wish to deepen the stretch, then go ahead and bring that hand that's resting on top of the elbow behind and see if you can hold on to the fingertips, drawing that top elbow away from the head. Taking a nice big inhale, sending that breath right down throughout the lungs, sending breath into the back of the lungs. And slow and controlled exhale, slower than the inhale. This way of breathing is very soothing on our nervous system. Exhale, bringing the arms back out to shoulder height and then switching the legs over. So we're going to do the practice on the other side. Crossing the left knee over the right, tuck the feet into the side of the body or extend the underneath leg forward, flexing through the foot. So choosing whichever variation is going to work for you. Bring the fingertips out just ahead of you. Inhale, ground sit bones down, and then send the shoulders down the back, leveling the chin with the ground. And as you exhale, tucking the chin under, walking the hands forward slightly. You can press the hands into the ground to prevent the sit bones from peeling up, and tuck the chin right under and take one of those lovely 360-degree breaths into the pelvis. Filling your body up like a hot air balloon, becoming light and airy in all the joints on the inhale, and exhale, taking your nourishment from the ground. As that exhale reaches up through the body, bringing everything into harmony, joining everything together. And as you inhale now, imagine inhaling to that place where the pubic bone is. And exhale, slow and controlled from the 2 dimple areas in your lower back. If you're ever feeling tension in the body, you can close your eyes and imagine inhaling and exhaling from that place. Walk the hands up towards the body to bring the head upright slowly. Bring the arms up to shoulder height, and this time crossing the left arm over the top, bring the palm of the hand flat to the top of the upper back, and then reach the right arm up and over, always thinking up and over to create space. Placing the hand on top of the elbow, gently without squeezing, take a nice inhale while you ground down, send the shoulders down the back, grow tall through the top of the head. And that slower, controlled exhale that soothes and calms our stress response. And if you want to take it a little further, going ahead, bringing that top arm that's resting on the elbow, circling it behind, interlacing the fingers, and pulling the fingers against one another for a little bit of contraction. Inhale deeply. Trying not to squeeze the muscles in the face or anywhere that's not necessary. Slow, controlled exhale. And then releasing the hands, bringing the arms back out to shoulder height. And going ahead, actually just drop the hands down, roll over, and we'll come into a tabletop position. So for your tabletop position, you want to be really mindful that you're placing the wrists and the hands underneath the shoulders. So you might want to do so, first of all, just get your hands by your shoulders and see where that is, and then place them down mindfully. And for your knees, you can bring them together underneath the hips, send the feet out wide, and then bring the knees to join. That's just a mindful way for you to do that in your home practice, because we must be wary that there isn't a yoga teacher around to fix it. So please do take those steps if you're unsure. Fingers wide and splayed to protect the wrists. Take a few circles, bringing the weight of the heart forward. Press the fingertips into the ground, and then send the bum back towards the heels, trying to evenly distribute your weight over the sole of the palm of your hands, and equally over both legs. So be mindful where feels stronger and where feels weaker. And then bring your circles around in the other direction. And you can really start to use your hands, really start to pulse the fingertips into the mat. Start to become aware of how the weight is distributed in your hands, because in yoga we start to put a lot of weight in our hands and it is unnatural. Okay, finding stillness, but it's fantastic for us to explore this region. We'll go for a few rounds of cat-cow. So as we inhale, I want to think about looping the shoulders back, sending the sit bones up and the tailbone up, and bringing the gaze up ahead. Again, being careful not to throw the neck back, that's not cool. Exhale as you press the ground away from you, rounding up through the shoulders, sending the belly button in towards the spine, tucking the chin and the tailbone under. Taking a few rounds of cat-cow now, following your breath. Inhale as we open up. And exhaling to round it out. One more. Maybe closing the eyes, being mindful of your spine in this time and space where you are today. Exhale, push the ground away from you, rounding up through the shoulders, creating that scared cat-like shape. And then coming into stillness, you come to a neutral position, and then just walk the hands out forward gently, and begin to melt the chest down towards the ground. Not worrying if you're here, if you're right up here, but you have a cushion or you have that book, then you can go ahead and face plant yourself into it. And if you don't, and you don't need that, then just slowly exhale, bringing the chin down or bring the forehead down. And take some nice breaths, sending the breaths right down the spine, right up to the tailbone, pointing up in the sky. And as you exhale, drawing nourishment from the air, from the tailbone. Imagine it's being sucked up through the tailbone like a straw, travelling all the way out from your nostrils. One more time, breathing like that, all the way down the spine. Right out of the tailbone, pointing towards the sky. And as you exhale, sipping from the tailbone, all the way out through the nostrils. Nourishment passing through your entire energetic system, through your spine. Now from here, we are going to come into a downward facing dog. Maybe you'd like to watch me first to enter the downward facing dog. And let's just do a few myth busters. You do not need your heels down to the ground, and you do not need straight legs for your downward facing dog. You do need your hands shoulder width apart, and you do need your fingers wide and splayed. You can tuck your toes from here, and you can even play with bringing a bit of weight forward, and then exhale, bringing a bit of weight, trying to lift the knees gently. Seeing how that feels, seeing if you want to walk the hands in a little bit. Exhaling to draw the knees up and send the bum up with it, so you're tilting the pelvis forward, trying to bring a connection of the front hip bone and the top of your thigh. And then from there, on the next exhale, you can begin to really bringing the bum up in the air. Like I say, keeping the knees bent, bring the gaze between the ankles, and imagine extending the neck long towards the floor and lifting the tailbone up higher towards the sky. And you can even send one knee at a time in towards your chest, looping the shoulders down the back and away from the ears, bending and straightening one knee at a time, sending one heel towards the ground intentionally at a time. And just following the breath here, make sure you're grounding down through the index finger and the thumb. And then find stillness for a moment. Imagine pressing the hands into the ground and pressing the chest in towards the thighs. And then bring your gaze between your hands. You can get real soft and bent in the knees. Begin to walk the feet towards the hands. Get real soft, allow the head to bend. We're not trying to forward fold here. We're just going to roll up the spine. So inhale, send energetic energy, grounding energy from your pelvis into your feet, into the heels, into the bony prominences of your feet. And as you exhale, send the bum up and begin to roll up the spine, gently waving the pelvis forward, then waving the lumbar spine back, lifting the belly button up the front of the body. You can allow the elbows to come out to the side softly and reach up through the fingertips. As you reach the fingertips to the sky, mindfully send the shoulders back down the back and root down through the heels, root down through the bony prominences of your feet. Take a moment here and exhale. Release the hands down to the side of the body. Open the palms forward. We call this receptive mode. Close the eyes for a moment and gently breathe in and out from the palms of your hands. And as you do, you may want to visualize something you desire, something you're manifesting and attracting to you. And it enters here through your receptive mode, palms open, available for blessings, available for love, and available for compassion. And we're going to do some nerve flossing here. So we've worked a little bit on the lower back, and this is all one of our big emotional centers. So we're going to nerve floss some of the sciatic nerve where we get a lot of stagnant, trapped energy. So to do that, I'll just show you quickly what we're going to do. We'll shift the weight into one foot. We'll lift the foot up, bringing the knee out. Wherever it comes to is fine. It doesn't need to be hitched right up. And then we'll slowly, you can use the wall if your balance is not so good. We're going to bring it out to the side, send the sit bones back with it, make way, and then we're going to send the knee back in to meet the other, and then back up, following the breath, exhaling out, inhale, and exhale down. So begin now. Maybe you just want to take a sway on each foot, maybe you want to get close to the wall, and then eventually shifting the weight into the right foot, begin to peel the left foot up, send the shoulders away from the ears, send the sit bones back in space, and draw in from the belly button. Inhale here, exhale, bring it out to the side as far as you can without force. and then bring it down, both knees meet. Inhale up, exhale down, out and down. Again, inhale up, exhale out and down. One more time, inhale up, exhale out, bring the knees to meet, and bring the foot down to the ground. Shake it out, and then switch to the other side. If you want, you can take a moment just to sway, gently distributing the weight over both feet, and then shifting the weight into the left foot. Begin to peel the right foot up, send the sit bones back, send the shoulders back, engage the belly. Inhale here, exhale, bring it out as wide as you can, make space for it, and then bring the knee into me. Inhale up, exhale out and down. Inhale up, exhale out and down. Be very wary of what your shoulders do when your knee comes up. Make sure to send them back. They may come forward. That won't create much space for the nerve. So send the shoulder back, exhale out, bring it in. Just do one more with that shoulder-hip connection. Bringing it out, bringing it down, and then placing it down, and just give it a little shake out through the legs. Shake it off. Okay. And then come and stand with the feet hip width apart. Again, if you don't know how to do that, or you're unsure and you think your hips are right out here or really little, then just bring the big toes to touch. Bring the heels out about as wide as they'll go. Come up on the heels and then place the toes down naturally so they find their natural truth forward. Just take a soft bend in the knees. Make sure the knees are in line with the toes. Bring the hands to where you're going to fold from your forward fold. Your hips are not here like many people think. Imagine if you were Adam or Eve, where would you put a small fig leaf? You'd put it about there. So from there, bring your hands, and you'll feel that that's where the joint is. When we go for our forward fold, that is where we're going to fold from, okay? We don't want to fold from here. So we can inhale, soften, bend in the knees. Who needs straight legs anyway? Exhale, send the heart forward, send the tailbone up, and begin the fall from there. Tuck the chin under. Allow the knees to get bent if you need to. Please do not compromise the back. Release the shoulders, release the head at the bottom, and then find your way onto your bum. Coming to gently sit down. And we're going to go for a small twist. So we'll extend the left leg forward. Bring the sit bones down to the ground. You may need to remove a little booty fat. Extend the left leg forward. Cross the right foot over, bring the right foot flat to the ground. Inhale, the left arm comes up, that right hand is just behind the right sitting bone, connected through both sitting bones. And then exhale, bring that elbow to the outer edge of the right knee. And gently twisting, looking back over the right shoulder. Inhale, go tall. And be careful not to try so deeply for a twist that you throw the back out. Better to twist from the neck than the rib cage, which has a lot more flexibility. And then inhale as you unleash that elbow, switch the legs up, crossing the left leg now over the right, bringing that left hand just behind the left sit bone, connecting through both sit bones. Be careful you're not peeling up on one side, it naturally happens, so we must bring consciousness there. Inhale, bringing the right arm up, send the shoulder down the back. Exhale as you anchor the elbow to the outside of the knee. Send the shoulders away from the ears, nice and long across the collarbone. Inhale as you grow tall. Exhale, twisting from the rib cage. One more time. Inhale, gaining length through the spine. And exhale, maybe this time looking a little further with the neck. Sending both shoulders away from the ears. And then inhale, bring the gaze forward. Release the elbow. And come to lay down on your back. We're going to do a figure 4 stretch, and again this is something that you can do if you get any trouble with the nerves, with the sciatic nerve in particular. This is a great way to release it. So we come down, lay down on the back, check in that you can just about touch your Achilles heel, feet are about hip width apart, and then just take a moment actually, in case you're pinching in the lower back, just rock the pelvis forward and rock the pelvis back. And just gently by doing this we can create a bit more communication between our nervous system and our pelvis and start to create a much healthier relationship with our lower back and our legs. And then take a moment, still the pelvis, find a nice neutral place, press on the femur, press on your thigh bone, create traction, send the shoulders down the back and then press on the femur, and you should create a little pocket of air here in your hip socket. Cross the right ankle over the top of the left knee, send that right knee out, interlace the fingers, inhale, exhale, interlace the fingers behind that left thigh, flex the right foot and draw the thigh in towards the chest without forcing. Keep the shoulders connected to the ground, and you can even bring that elbow into the knee and then pressing the knee back into the elbow too. Breathing deeply, sending the breath deeply into the groin, into the back of the hip flexors. 1. Slow and controlled exhale. Still using that yoga breathing, drawing in and up on the exhale so that you don't dump weight in the lower back. 2, inhale. Taking these breaths nice and slow, maybe even closing the eyes and visualizing slow and controlled exhale from the lower groin. 1 more breath here. And then on the next inhale, you can undo the fingers that are interlaced behind the thigh. Keep the cross of the leg, actually just cross the right knee a little bit more over the left. Bring the arms out to shoulder height, and we're just going to lift the bum and scooch it over to the right. Maybe you want to watch this twist before we do. It's a nice one. I don't want you to lose it. So as you switch the bum, shift the bum over to the right side, inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, the knees come over to the left and the head comes over to the right. Keep both shoulders connected to the ground. And then use that breath again while we send it into the pelvis and draw in and up from the lower core. 1 more breath here. Good job. Bring the knees back up. Switch the legs over. This time crossing the left ankle just over the top of the right knee. Interlace the fingers, inhale, prepare. And exhale, draw that right knee in towards the chest, flex through the left foot. And as you exhale, drawing in and up from the lower core, maybe bringing that left elbow into the knee and pressing the knee back into the elbow. For 3. Be mindful of the shoulders, aren't hiking and creeping up. 2. Our lower back pain and our shoulders are very much connected. Think if you are hiking the shoulders up to the ears, you've got so much less space across the back and everything is getting pinched and tense. 1 more slow and controlled exhale here. And then releasing the hand, bringing 1 foot down to the ground, bringing the arms back out to shoulder height, crossing that left knee over the right, shifting the bum to the left a little bit. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, allowing the knees to fall over to the right side. Bring the gaze out just over the left fingertips. Breathing into the lower pelvis. And slow and controlled exhale. Still drawing in and up from the lower core. Rather than trying to twist with our strength, we can twist with our breath. Yoga is a sensitivity training. We often realise in our yoga practice that we're doing a lot more than we need to, and that we can actually do things in a more economic, energy-saving way. Bring the knees back up, shuffle the bum back underneath you. Just take a moment to bring the legs out about as wide as the mat. You can even take that cushion, if you like, if you've got a cushion or block, and place it just before the sit bones here, so that when you extend and when you go to lie down in your Shavasana, you're lifting the lower back and the piriformis muscle, which is often what gets aggravated and presses on our sciatic nerve. Bring the palms of the hands open up to the sky, that receptive mode. Send the shoulders down the back. And we're just going to take 3 conscious breaths here. We're not trying to do the belly breathing anymore. Just 3 breaths just to bring you back to your natural rhythm of breathing. Just gently bringing awareness to the rise and fall of your belly. 1. Feel the release on the exhale. Nowhere to be, nothing to do for these last 3 breaths, just dedicated to your inner sensitivity training, to how good it feels to honor yourself like this. Last breath here. Remembering that these techniques are always available to you and you are always your greatest teacher. And gently wiggling the fingers and the toes if you wish to come to sit up, or if you prefer, you can of course stay here, take some time breathing and enjoying this meditative state. And if you want to get up, you can roll over to your favorite side now. The left side is your rest and digest side. Bring the palm of the hand down next to the face. And then gently press into the hand to roll the body up, bringing yourself upright. Crossing the legs. And just taking one more moment, placing the hands down, face down on the palms, shuffling the shoulders down the back. Taking a nice joyful inhale and exhale. And actually let's do one inhale through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. I hope you feel wonderful. I hope you have a magnificent day. I hope your back feels like a 12-year-old. It's so damn healthy. And if you enjoyed today's yoga, we're going to do this once a month or so on this page, so stay tuned. And I'll also drop in the comments my own personal links that you can join me for yoga classes whenever you like as well. It's Soul Shifters Yoga, maybe you've heard of it, but I will pop it under the comments. Thank you so much for joining me. We always bow to the teacher within. Namaste. Bye guys, bye.